It's been in the triple digits for almost a week. It's not even the end of March. That means that winter is gone, summer is here, and pool season starts early. Yep, pool season starts early. We'd better do some maintenance on my pool equipment. If your pool has a UV system like mine, it might not be doing what you think it is. See, there's supposed to be a blue light here, and I've got none, which means my UV is doing absolutely nothing. You see, while the sun is adding UV to the top of the pool, it's in such minor doses that it's not doing the sanitation that our Ultra UV2 would be doing. And if your bulbs are older than about a year, it's recommended that you replace them because they can lose between 40 and 60% of their effectiveness in that time frame. And, well, you saw mine, it doesn't work at all. So first thing we got to do is we need to shut down our system to make it safe and pull our bulbs out and see what's going on. With it off, we should have no power to our unit. You can also go ahead and just pop your breaker. For parts and tools, it's pretty easy. We've got a Phillips bit, I've got a low voltage or a voltage tester here, and a couple of large pairs of pliers. Plus, we've got our parts. We need to take our lid off, and there are 3 Phillips screws holding it in place. I prefer to pop the lid. Yeah. Make sure you bring a hammer too.
Now get a hammer.
Everything's a hammer if you don't have one. Drop my screws in the lid so they don't disappear into my rocks. Now with our voltage tester, we're just looking to make sure that we don't have anything coming in on our line voltage and that we're not going to get shocked. Should be good. Our bulbs come out really easy. This is the Ultra UV2 system. Got a little clip here at the top. Peel that back and pull. Same thing here. And then we disconnect our spring retainer. And we should be able to lift straight out and see that my bulbs are cooked. Now, unfortunately, I went a little bit too long, which allowed these to overcook and die, which is why they weren't turning on at all. I also can see that my quartz tube is pretty clouded, which means it's got to come out as well. So I ordered everything from ultravioletpools.com. The prices were some of the lowest around, if not the lowest around. Shipping, everything got here in like 2 days, and it's made here in the USA. There are 2 options when it comes to the bulbs that you can get. You can get the full kit with the little aluminum can and the retainer, or you can get just the bulbs. And I prefer this method here to get the full kit because it's easier to assemble everything and see it in place. You can also take your quartz tube out and clean it with like bathroom cleaner, CLR cleaner, something like that to get the cloudiness off. But if it's been not maintained in a little while like mine, it's probably better suited to just replace the quartz tube. So I'm not 100% certain, but because my water can technically be above this point here, that means that I could have pressure that would push through the system and maybe up and out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the vent valve on my filter cartridge as well as my cyclone, and I'm gonna let the water pressure drop down. Especially if your unit sits below the water level of the pool, you need to make sure that the water is drained down below the level of the unit. So given that this water level could be higher, I don't want any water splashing up on my electronics. Our quartz tube is being held in place by this top lock ring onto the plastic housing. So it should unscrew by hand. If it doesn't unscrew by hand, that's where your big pliers are gonna come into play. So this is our push down collar that goes around the outside to push our O-ring in. And then we have our quartz tube itself and our little gasket ring for the metal contact here on top. You gotta reach in there, put your thumbs down and in, and try to work it back and forth. This orange O-ring is gonna be kind of a pickle to get it to come up and out. But with enough pulling, it will come. And there's our water level. You can see the water level is what's actually pushing this guy up. And holy moly, look at that tube. can you say I've not done my proper maintenance? Well, obviously, I should have taken this out multiple times during its lifespan and cleaned it. I don't even know what this oily substance is in there, but having looked down in there previously, that's why I went ahead and ordered the whole new quartz tube, because yeah, I don't know how clean that's gonna get. This is gonna turn into a science experiment now. That's gross. So one of the cool things about getting everything from ultravioletpools.com is you get a complete set. Everything that you need is right there for you. You've got your bulbs, your housings, your now clear quartz tubes, and you can get the whole kit so that there's no guesswork to it. I've got this unwrapped, but I have not touched the glass because you really shouldn't. Obviously, this outside portion is going to be touching the water, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw on some rubber gloves so that I'm not contaminating anything as I put it together the rest of the way. For our O-ring, what we're gonna wanna do is pre-assemble this on the tube, and we're gonna put it about 2 inches down or thereabouts, so that when we drop it in, we can hit it with our retainer ring at the top. We did get a new top ring with this kit as well, so we have all of our parts here. Our goal here is to just try to drop it in nice and straight. You can feel right there where it hits the water level, and get it up to our O-ring. The inside is where it becomes important that you have your gloves on and you're not contaminating anything. Because our goal here is to just roll this guy down and in, nice and slowly, so that it seals against our plastic housing. It goes inside there like that, so I'm going to put it in there first. That'll help it to line up. And this can push down towards that O-ring if it needs to go down any further. Then our lock ring. And this only needs to be tight enough to seal the water pressure. You don't need to push it so hard that you shatter that glass. That would kind of suck. I can see our little ring here. I can see our orange O-ring down inside there. Everything's pushed out down there. That looks good. Before we drop our bulbs in though, I want to pressurize the system, make sure that I don't have any leaks shooting out. So I'm going to go back to on over here. We're going to have to bleed everything because we drained all of our water. So this is going to take a hot second for it to kick on. Well, you can really hear the water pumping through there.
You can see it.
Yeah, looks sealed to me. Now let's go ahead and get our bulb assemblies put together here. Don't want to touch those bulbs, so we'll throw our gloves back on. What could happen is if you've got butterfingers, like Mr. Camera Guy here, the oils from your fingers, I'll show them your hands, see the little oils on your fingers. The oils from your fingers can stick to the outside of this, and when the UV starts coming through there, it'll create a hot spot and it can damage your bulb. Same concept with like headlight bulbs on a car. So here's a good comparison of our old bulbs. If you look in tight here, you can see the filament in there that creates the UV, and they pop just like old school bulbs pop. There's actually, if you shake this guy around a little, you can see the filaments falling through there. That's why we replaced them. So these are going to feed in through the top here, nice and gentle. If you've noticed, I haven't touched the bulbs except on these plastic pieces, because the housing itself, the little plastic piece drops down and through. So you just got to work it past until it's flat. So close. You see it right here. It's squeezing in there. There it is. Put our little keeper in the bottom. Okay, drop her in. Don't forget our spring clip. That just retains them. There's no pressure or anything that needs to be on it. You can plug either bulb, let's see, into either one, I believe. Just have to make sure you're doing it the right direction. There we go.
Something's missing.
Something's missing, all right.
Quick pause, Jason from the future. As I was editing this video, I noticed one thing that I forgot to do, and that was roll up our O-rings. The O-rings are supposed to go up here to retain these guys. I totally missed that. You're supposed to have your O-rings up here. So don't forget that like I did. Back to our video. Now, as far as what all of these different components are here, it's a really simple system. This is our ballast, just like if you had one of those 4-foot fluorescent bulbs in the ceiling. This is our pressure switch. Without pressure, the bulbs will not turn on. This is what allows power to come through to our ballast. So if your bulbs aren't turning on and you're trying to diagnose what's going on, obviously the first thing to do is pop those bulbs out, see if they're cooked. That's typically the problem. Then what you can do is with your voltage tester, you've got power coming in to your pressure switch and power coming out of your pressure switch into here. You can check for power in and then power out to see if the pressure switch is closing. If it's not closing, there could be a leak somewhere, so it's not building enough pressure in here to allow the water to flow. We'll turn ours on. Small problem, I turned it on and the little blue light didn't turn on. So that's gonna mean a couple of things. First thing, we're gonna have to actually do the diagnosis that I was talking about on the system and see why. Second thing, I had to reach back out to Ultraviolet Pools to get some more parts. I already diagnosed it, but now I gotta show you how I got to that point. I really want to say thank you to Ultraviolet Pools for sponsoring this video and helping to get my pool system refreshed. If you're looking to do some maintenance on your pool, especially the bulbs, every 1 to 2 years, use DFB10 to get $10 off of your bulbs. Now let me show you how I diagnosed my next problem. For diagnosis, we're gonna need one tool specifically, and that's a digital volt ohm meter. You need two different things. You need to be able to check continuity, and you need to be able to check for AC voltage. We're gonna start by breaking down the system into its main components. Over on the side here, we have our pressure switch. Now, one of these lines could be live if you had power coming to your system. Mine's currently off. From the pressure switch, power runs out and it goes to these two ballast plugs here. You could have 1 or 2 ballasts in this unit, and then it's supplying power through, but it only supplies power when there's enough volumetric pressure to push the switch open. So right now I have it on continuity check. We'll throw this up here, and I have something in there pushing the switch so that it's closed, and we have continuity. That means power would flow through. We pull our little screwdriver out, now there's no power. So we'll switch over to AC voltage. I'll kick the system on, we'll do the same check, and we'll see power coming in and then power coming out. So come on in here close, bud, when we go to click this on. As soon as I click this over to auto, we're gonna get power on one of the lines. Here's our line in, so we've got power coming in, but no, oh, the switch got stuck. Now we're getting power coming out. The pressure built so fast, it beat me to it. So power's coming through. I'm gonna take the ground off of this plug, which is the middle, and I'll go over here and I'll check for power. You see our meter, we've got 123. So we have power coming into our ballast, but we don't have bulb activation. So that tells me it's the ballast. I don't really know what the voltage is supposed to be coming out, but I do know voltage coming in should come out the other side. So let's pull this guy off. It's really simple. You unplug your two different harnesses. So our new ballast is gonna come with instructions to get you all set up. It's also gonna come with 2 different style plug setups for getting power to your unit. We're gonna be using this one and this one, and it's really simple. You can see on the side here, we are color coded, and we're gonna match the colors from our old one just for verification. We've got black, white, and then green. So we'll go black, and we're just gonna push it in. And it's gonna lock itself in place. White and then green. And because these connections are pre-tinned or pre-soldered, it makes them really easy to push in. Okay, now that side's done. On the other side, we've got blue, yellow, red, and then our connections, we'll do the same thing here. And I'll just swap over our bracket. This part's the same. Just put our screws back in. These don't have to be super duper tight. It's just keeping it from falling over. Just a couple baby ugga-duggas. Then our harness plugs in just like before. Look for the little clip, line it up at the top. Listen for the snap. And our power plug, same thing. We've got square round square, so you can only go in one way. And then fire our system back up.
Hey, there's blue light already.
Blue light came on really fast. As soon as that pump started pushing, we got pressure. And now we've got our blue light again. Yay! Well, we've got a couple key takeaways from this whole process. One, annual maintenance is way more important than I thought. I don't know how long the blue light was trying to get through this guy, but I'm sure it wasn't working well. Had I been taking this out at least once a year and cleaning it, my pool probably would have been a lot more sanitized. Next, I let this guy die and then I just didn't think twice about it. I'm wondering if letting these bulbs fail is what caused my ballast to fail. I probably should have replaced the bulbs when I noticed that they were out. I should have cleaned these, or I should have cleaned this guy at least once a year. And I know that you should be checking ultravioletpools.com for all of your parts. As you can see, I got everything that I needed to get mine all set up. Use code DFB10 to get $10 off your set of bulbs, either the bulbs by themselves or the full casing. And just like the like and subscribe buttons down below, it's a simple job to click them or to get your pool up to date. I really appreciate you guys watching. Come back and see me in the next one.